I just wanted to share with you a little revenue report I've put together recently. So we have all of our reservations stored inside of the portal. Each day it grabs it from Logix, and I recently extended it so that it not only has all of the reservations, but it also stores the revenue from those reservations. And with that information, I put together this revenue report. Now, I don't know if it is accurate. I'd love to show it to you, and I'd love to get your input on it. However, it is accurate to the standpoint where it's taking the total revenue displayed by Logix for that reservation. Now, of course, some come from Airbnb, others come from VRBO, and so there's going to be a bit of a skew in it based on like the commission, like the multiplier. So it's probably not perfect, but I do think it's a good indication. Anyway, let me just show you what I've got here. And I am curious, one, if you think these numbers look about right. They should look about right because it is revenue from Logix. But yeah, also maybe you know some ways that we can harness this data and make it more powerful. So we've got this is the monthly revenue for all properties. So we can see we surpassed on January and February, and doing pretty good with March. March we've kind of gotten close to breaking even. And yeah, things are picking up. If you look at on the books, you can see that March, same time last year, we were a little bit higher, but still about the same. Only about 10,000 less, 20,000 less. But we're actually ahead for April and May. June, July, August, we're a little bit behind, but overall we're doing pretty okay. It seems that right now we're actually 160,000 more this time last year than last year, which I found pretty interesting, and it's a nice metric for me to keep in mind on how we're doing. This is our booking pace report. Blah, blah, blah. What does this tell us again? This one's always confusing to me. Revenue booked so far this year compared... Okay, so this is how much revenue we make per month. So we made less revenue in January and February, but we've made far more revenue in March. But this makes sense because guests are booking for more short term. Our booking window is shorter than it was last year. So that makes sense that it's this way. So our average daily rate, you can see that it was a bit lower in January and February, about the same in March. But in April, May, June, July, and August, it's skyrockets. It's massive, like 2,300 in August versus our ADR of 950 of last year. And then this is our booking window. So you can see that over the last 30 days, the majority of our guests have actually been booking 31 to 90 days, which is interesting to look at. And so I guess, our average booking window is 81 days, and this is the deviation. So 90 plus days have been this. And yeah, you can look back at up to 120 days and see what it was like compared to those time ranges. And revenue snapshot. And what's interesting is then you can actually go property by property. So for example, the Breeze. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't actually gone property by property, but I think it'd be pretty interesting to look property by property and see. Like, it seems like the Escape is doing pretty terrible if I'm looking at this. But let's see. On the books, this is revenue compared this year versus last year. So March we're behind. April we're actually ahead for the Escape. In May we are behind. Anyway, these are pretty interesting reports. Do these look about right? I'm looking at Logix, and at least what I've come across so far, they look about right to me. And I'm curious what insights. Maybe I could have a report that shows which ones are overperforming and which ones are underperforming. And then we can use that for marketing purposes or to know what we need to focus on. Anyway, Wow, let's look at the ocean blue. I'm curious the average daily rate for the ocean blue. Okay, that's interesting. Breeze. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this report. Thank you.